Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mercedes Michelle. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today's video is going to be on why I purchased a home. If you can tell by the title, yes, I'm going to be giving you guys my reasonings for purchasing my first home at this time. Also, these are just my opinions, the reason I decided to purchase a home. So I understand everybody's reasonings are going to be different. It's okay if you are not looking to purchase a home. It's not for everyone, and that is okay. But if you're watching this video, I'm just going to assume that you are looking to purchase a home. So hopefully this will give you some motivation, some tips on whenever you decide to purchase your first home or purchase your home. So with all of that said, let's get into this okay guys video. So if you guys have been following my journey as far as on YouTube, I budget my finances. I'm huge on savings, budgeting my money, making sure that I am taking care of my finances. And I've always had a end goal. I've always had a reason to do these things, and one of those reasons were to purchase a home eventually. I never knew when, I just knew that I wanted to purchase a home. If you watched any of my vision board videos, you will see where I always talked about purchasing a home, especially the last 2 years. I put a house on my vision board in 2019 and 2020, and here we are in 2020, and I have purchased my home. So you guys, speak it into existence. If it's something that you really want, speak on it, speak positively about it, and manifest it, because if it's for you, it's going to be for you, no matter when, where, or how it's going to come about. If that is what you want, it's going to happen. And that's pretty much how it came about for me. I didn't have any plans to purchase a home in the next 2 to 3 years. I knew I wanted to purchase a home by 30, but at the same time, it wasn't high on my list, but it was up there, if that makes any type of sense. I wanted to be completely debt free before I went into purchasing my home, but I still have my student loans. So if you follow my journey, then you know I'm currently working on paying off my student loan debt. That is the only debt that I currently have, well, had prior to purchasing my home. With all of that said, yes, I wanted to purchase a home, but why? Why did you want to purchase a home so soon? Some people will say so young. I am almost 30. I'm 3 years away from 30. I am turning 27. My birthday is July 18th. If you're watching this video, my birthday probably already passed. But I have always wanted to purchase a home. That is just something I've always wanted for myself. And when I had my daughter, I really knew that that was something that I wanted. I wanted her to be able to grow up in a neighborhood, have neighborhood friends that she can grow up with, go through school with, from elementary to middle school to high school. That was something that I really wanted for her, because that's something I did not have. I moved so much as a kid that you would have thought that I was a military brat, because I had to change schools and move so much. So I definitely knew I wanted a stable place to call my own and be there for as long as I wanted to be there. Now, I'm sure you can do that in an apartment or in a rent house, but I feel like in those instances, you're not really in control of being able to stay there. Like, anything can happen. With the house, they can decide, oh, we no longer want to be landlords, we want to sell our home, so after your lease is up, we'll be putting the house on the market and you'll have to find a new place to live. With apartments, I feel like it puts you in a predicament of, do I really want to live here? Do I want to move? It's easier for you to pick up and say, you know what, I don't like the way they do this. I'm going to look for a new apartment somewhere else. So then you have a little more flexibility, and it makes it easier for you to move as soon as you don't like something or you don't agree with something. And I'm that person. If I feel like you're not moving the way I need you to move, and I don't feel like you're moving the correct way, then I'm not going to deal with it, and I'm going to be ready to move. But in my own place, I'm controlling the things. I'm making certain things happen. And it's not that I like to move. I do not like to move at all, y'all. I dread moving because I moved so much as a kid. So moving, just the thought of it irks my nerves. So for me to be in a place where I can call my own, I can be still. I like to be still. I don't like a lot of chaos and a lot of having to up and go. I'm not that person. I'm not a person that has to always be on the go. I'm not that type of person who likes to just pick up and go. So having a home, being still is more my lane. And I know that's not the case for a lot of people. A lot of people like the flexibility. They like to be able to pick up and move from here to there. And I get it. I understand it. Everybody is different. I'm just more of a chill, be still type of person. So moving and purchasing a home, knowing that you may have to be there for a few years, that was okay with me. That was lovely. That sounded like heaven for someone like me. Now, homeownership does not mean you have to stay put. It doesn't mean you can't move. You can rent out your house. You can sell your home if you decide to move. You get a better job in a new location that requires you to move. You have that flexibility. Now, it may not happen as quickly as you being able to pick up and move. I'm not even going to say that, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to either have to get out of your lease or let your lease run out when you're renting a home. And for your house, all you have to do is really jazz it up, post some pictures, and get it on the market. Now, the market is iffy, then it may take a little while for you to sell your home. But with this competitive market we live in, you just never know. But I get it. It's still just not being committed to something. A lot of us have commitment issues. So having an apartment may just be more beneficial, or a rent house. Totally understand. Moving on to my next reasoning as to why I purchased a home. Rent prices, ridiculous. Now, I do have a daughter, so I at least needed a 2-bedroom apartment, or I was going to rent out a house for more space, giving Malaya backyard space. But the prices are the same, if not more, than just getting a mortgage yourself. So why me, being this financial guru, calling it a guru now, being this financial savvy person on a budget, why would I want to spend more money in rent when I can be spending that towards something that I can potentially own, or just having something that I can invest my money into? And I'm not going to say that renting is a waste of money or you're throwing away money, because it's actually giving you a place to stay. It's putting a roof over your head in that moment. So it's not technically throwing your money away, but it's a lot of money to not be getting something out of it outside of just a place to stay, especially when you have the opportunity to invest in a home and allow it to put a roof over your head at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, you're getting something out of renting a home, I get it, but at the same time, if I'm going to get more out of something by doing it this way, why not do it that way? That's kind of how I looked at it, to put it in a more simple term. But it's just pretty much, my home is an investment for me. It's potentially not going to be my forever home. It is what I consider a starter home. So not only just rent prices, but the space and the amount of square footage that came with the apartments or came with the rental houses still didn't amount to the rent prices that they were charging. So it's like, if I can go out and purchase my home and get the amount of square footage that I want for a cheaper rate, why not? And I feel like that motivated me even more, because yes, you can go out and you can rent a apartment for the same amount as a mortgage or even less than. Yes, you can go and rent a home, but is it going to have everything that you need? Is it going to have everything that you want? Or are you going to settle because it's not yours, so you don't care? I feel like a lot of apartments that I lived in, that was my mindset. Oh, it's not mine, so I really don't care if it doesn't have this or it doesn't have that, because at the end of the day, it's just something temporary, and I knew it was temporary. But in a home, you want to find, if not everything, majority of the things you want in a home, because you know it's going to be yours. You're going to cherish it. You're going to love it. And it's just something that you created and you visualize, and it makes you appreciate it more, and it makes you enjoy it more than, you know, living in a space that you don't necessarily like or you don't really feel comfortable in. You're just settling for now because you know eventually you're going to get something better, and this is just a temporary situation because you're renting. So that is another reason, just being able to have a spacious, more luxurious looking, being able to do whatever you want to your home, paint walls, change doorknobs, change fixtures, because it's yours. And those are things that I enjoy. I'm a DIYer. I always like to redo something. I always like to, you know, change something to make it more my style. In rental properties, it gets a little more complicated. You have to, you know, get permission. If you get permission, they agree, but require you to change it back once you move out. It's just too much work. In your own space, you can change it, you can leave it, you can fix it, you can decide, oh no, I don't want that color, or you can decide that you want a pink wall, an orange wall, and nobody's gonna tell you you can't have it. Just saying. So yeah, pretty much being able to be still, being able to potentially invest in something that is going to be mine, and just knowing that I'm not really throwing away money. I'm actually investing my money into a property that can potentially make money for me one day. I think that that was a good reason. It was a good enough reason for me to go ahead and purchase my home. Another reason would just be having a place for not just myself, not just Malaya, to have in the case of an emergency. You know, maybe one of my family members needs a place to stay. They need friends, need a place to stay for the time being. My house is a big enough space for that, and that is what I asked for. I manifested that. I wanted a place where, if need be, my family, my friends could have a place to come and just, you know, have to, if they need to just get life together. I wanted a place where they could always come, just even if we want to just hang out, have a good time, have parties, have gatherings. This would be the place, having the luxury to do and to come and go as you please, and having your relatives and friends come and go as they please without having to be questioned by apartment management or neighborhood Nancy or Karen or whatever you want to call it. I mean, that can still happen in a home you own, don't get me wrong, but you know, you have a little more authority and, you know, say. If you pay rent, you got authority and say, but you know, it just, you guys get where I'm going. So yeah, I think just having the luxury of seeing Malaya grow up in this home is just so satisfying for me, because I didn't get that, and I want to experience my first in this home. A lot of firsts are going to be experienced in this home for Malaya, and I'm excited about that. You know, giving a space where we can both grow in, and eventually we will have to part with it if we decide that we want to part ways with the home. Yes, I've put myself in more debt by purchasing a home, but I do have a plan, and I feel like as long as you have that plan, then go through with it. Believe in yourself, believe that you can do it, and you can. Being a single woman on top of being a single mom, it was scary to have to go through this journey pretty much by myself, not having anyone to lean on now in the present, or even when it comes to paying for the home. It's all on me at this given moment, and that's a scary thing. And being on YouTube trying to find motivation, I didn't really find any videos where they were just single people buying homes that weren't already big time YouTubers, influencers who are in a different tax bracket than myself. So I didn't find the motivation I needed on YouTube, so I really had to look within and tell myself, you can do this, you can do it. You've always been a hustler, you always grind for any and everything that you've wanted. Let this experience not be any different from those that you've already worked so hard to get to. So those are the reasons why I purchased the home. It wasn't really anything magnificent, it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. I get it, but I'm just being honest. Those are the reasons I chose to purchase my first home. It wasn't because of anything other than just being in a space that I can call my own, being in a space I can raise my daughter in, and being in a space where I feel like this is going to be an investment that's going to pay off for me. And that sums it up. That's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye guys.